lovelies, today I'm going to be trying out Sigma's brand new dimensional brushes. Now I'm not going to lie, when I saw these, in particular this one, I was like, Sigma, what sort of funky brushes are these? They are some crazy angles, but Sigma always has a rhyme and reason behind the shapes of their brushes, so I'm super keen to give these a go and see how they apply my products for various different steps. Now quickly, also before I get into it, if you can hear kind of like a humming noise in the background, there are trucks behind my house digging trenches and they have a very loud hum and it's really annoying, and I'm pretty sure my microphone will pick it up. I'm hoping it doesn't, but if you can hear it, I'm very sorry. I know it's annoying, but I just really wanted to film today and I didn't want the trucks to stop me. Also, my lighting. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do my lighting. It's called all sort of like trial and error, so half the time I don't really know what my lighting even looks like until I go back and edit a video. So bear with me if it's not perfect. I'm just trying to get my lighting sorted with this neon light in the background, so it's just a process, but I will get there. I'm forever learning, so just bear with me. Also, don't forget, I am a Sigma affiliate, so I do have a discount code that you guys can use for Sigma. It is this Hannah. If you enter that, you'll get 10% off your orders, so definitely use that if you're wanting to purchase some brushes. That is an affiliate code. If you don't like using people's affiliate codes, that is totally fine, but if you do like using affiliate codes, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. So anyway, I'm going to stop jibber jabbering. Let's get into actually looking, trying, reviewing these brushes. So we'll talk about the 3D Max Kabuki first, which is this baby here. It is literally ginormous. Probably the biggest Kabuki brush I have ever seen, most definitely. Like, the head of that is huge. I'll show you compared to their normal 3D Kabuki. So this is their normal 3D Kabuki, the copper one, and then the brand new one is on the right. Well, your left when you're watching this, but it is literally, it is massive. So this one retails for $27 USD, and it says it is a large, fluffier version of our Holy Grail 3D HD Kabuki brush. This dimensional foundation brush offers the same precision of the original with edges that fit into every curve, crease, and angle of the face. So you'll be able to get more of a sheer foundation finish or buildable to your desired coverage. So it's saying that it'll sheer out your foundation or buildable. Well, I don't want to sheer out my foundation. I like full coverage. Then the one I was really confused about when I first saw is the curved Kabuki, which is the F83. And I was really confused because, like, if you look at the head of it, I was like, what the frick do you use that for? Like, I was like, what? What do you use it for? So this one retails for $25 US, and it says the F83 Curved Kabuki is soft, dense, and uniquely designed to hug the curves of your face when applying foundation or contour products. Use with liquid, cream, or powders to apply color exactly where you want it in the hollow of the cheeks or across the jawline. So that's interesting because I don't know if I would want to put this in a powder product because, as you can see, it's not flat. So I'm kind of like, well, when you put that into your powder, you're not going to get powder across the whole surface. And even then, I feel like that's too big for me to like dip straight into product and apply to my face. I think it'll be fine if I use a cream contour product, like I'm going to use a stick contour. So maybe using that. Gosh, I'm knocking stuff everywhere. So I am going to use a cream stick contour. So I'll apply it directly from the stick and then I'll use this to blend it. But I just feel like that's too big for my face to like, that's not contouring. Like, that's too wide. See how wide it is on my face? So I don't know. I'm not going to try it with powders or anything today. I will have to try it with a powder though and let you know how it goes. But I think it should be good to blend actual contour once it's applied to your face, if you get what I mean. So we'll see. We shall see. And then next we have the 4D HD Kabuki, which is $25 as well. That is it there. As you can see, it has a triangle tip and it says the 4D HD Kabuki is the concealer brush you didn't know you needed. The dense, super soft Kabuki comes to a point that blends out under eye concealer perfectly and will diffuse, cover up on spots, crevices and scars. Crevices. The side of the pyramid shape can be used for larger areas to press setting powder into place. So I can definitely see how that'll work on your inner corners around your eyes. So cool, cool. And then last off, we have the F87 Edge Kabuki, which is also a triangular shape, but as you can see, it's like a flat triangle. So that's an interesting looking brush. It says the Edge Kabuki is dense, soft, and particularly angular, offering edge to edge coverage when applying concealer, foundation, or setting powder. The unique angles allow control and precision for getting into hard to reach areas, and the flat surface is ideal for blending and placing setting powders. Also great for stamping out your highlight or contour. I was about to say, I feel like this would actually probably be better blending your contour than what the other one would, but we shall see. And did I say that one's $25 as well? So yeah, well, let's get into actually putting it on my face. I'm just gonna put my phone on charge because it's about to die. Do you like my outfit? I've got PJ bottoms on, woo! So I'm going to be using the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in the shade 4.5. So this is supposed to be applied with a brush. That's how they recommend using it. So I figured this will be a good foundation to use with these new brushes then. So I'm just going to dot it all over my face with my finger first. If you dip your brush straight into foundations, it will soak up like heaps of the product. So I always find it's better use of your foundations to actually dot it on your face first, then use your brush to blend it. Don't actually put your brush straight in the foundation. So taking the new 3D HD Max Kabuki, just sort of like patting. Oh, it's very fluffy. I see what they mean by like it shears out your foundation, like because it's so fluffy, when you're like applying it to your face, the bristles just go like they splay, if you know what I mean, which I think would mean it would soak up more product. Nice and soft on the face though. I mean, that blended it out quite nicely. It kind of feels weird using such a flexible brush. Like it feels like I'm using like a powder brush to put on my foundation nearly. I mean, look, it gets the job done very quickly. I feel like my forehead is too small for this brush. It's just kind of spinning me out that it's so flexible. Like, I don't know, it kind of feels weird. Like, because I'm just not used to it. Like, it definitely applied my foundation beautifully. It's going to take me some time to get used to, like I keep saying, because the actual brush is so flexible. It kind of spins me out a little bit, like using it to apply my foundation. But I mean, I like it. Like, I think it did a really nice job of applying it. I think my skin looks great. I think the foundation blended out great. So, nothing negative to say about it. So I'm going to move on to concealer, and I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Neutral, and I'm going to be taking the 4D HD Kabuki because it says it's perfect for concealer. Now, I'm curious to see how this goes because the Tarte Shape Tape is a very intense full coverage concealer that I feel like needs to be blended with a beauty blender or like a makeup sponge of some kind. So it'll be interesting to see how it blends out. So I'll start off just with under the eyes. I don't want to let it dry too much before I start blending. It's definitely getting in around the inner corner of my eyes really well. And it's surprisingly blending out the Tarte Shape Tape really well. Wow. She doesn't look too bad. I feel like I'm still going to need to go over with my beauty blender, just because, like I said, the Tarte Shape Tape is so full coverage. So like if you just use a bit more of a creamy consistency concealer, I guess I think it would be better, but it still does blend out the Shape Tape. So I'll put some concealer up on my forehead and stuff now as well, and we'll see how it blends. Ow, I just hit myself on the bridge of the nose. Ugh. That hurt. It's good to get around your brows. I really like it for that because there's nothing worse than getting a bunch of foundation in your brows. I just feel like I look a little bit cakey between my eyebrows today. I don't know if that's because I'm using a brush or if it's because my skin's just so dry. Look, I don't hate it, but I definitely still prefer to use a sponge over a brush. So I'm going to go over the top with my beauty blender. I'm just going to get a little bit more concealer. And I'm just going to use my beauty blender to blend it out a little bit more. Also, excuse my rank tan. I've got to wash it off tonight. So we're just dealing with white hands and patchy wrists and patchy neck, but you know, we'll survive. That's just the tan life. That's just how it goes sometimes. Honestly, around my eyebrows looks really rank right now. It must just be because I'm so dry. I don't even know, but it looks really terrible. I think I might actually need to just take that off between my eyes and try again, because seriously, it's so cakey. So I don't personally like to set my under eyes with loose powders. I definitely prefer a pressed powder. So I'm taking my Sigma Tapered Highlighter F35 brush, and I'm using in the shade Light the It Cosmetics CC powder. And I'm just going to set my under eyes and also my eyelids before we contour. So next up, I'm going to be taking my Clinique Chubby Contour Stick in the shade 01 Curvy Contour. And I'm just going to apply it where I want to contour. And now I'm going to take the F83 Curved Kabuki and try blending out my contour. Just using patting motions because I don't want to drag too much, because it will lift my foundation underneath. That blended out really nicely. Looks good to me. Oh yeah, around that jawline. That's good. And then for around my hairline, I guess I'm just going to just use the foot of the brush. I don't really know. Oh no, I can use the flat top bit. Don't like it for around the forehead. It's not my favourite. Okay, so I'm going to get my powdered bronzer and using the F10 brush and the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. And I'm just going to brush that over the cream contour, because I always like to put a powder bronzer over the top of my cream contouring products. And then I'm just going to take my F05 Precision Contour brush just to really pack some colour right in the hollows of my cheek. So now we're going to do some baking under the contour. So I'm going to take my Laura Mercier translucent powder on the Edge Kabuki, the F87. I'm just going to dunk it straight in. Well, it definitely worked really easily to do bake. And I actually think it would be amazing to blend out your contour as well. So I'll just let it sit for a minute or two. And just taking my F30 fluffy brush, I'm just going to brush away. Cool. Alright guys, well I'm just going to quickly finish the rest of my makeup and I'll be back and share my final thoughts on those brushes with you. Hey guys, so I am back with all of my products on, and honestly, I think my makeup looks beautiful today. I feel like everything looks really flawless. My skin is looking exceptionally amazing. So I definitely like these brushes. They're going to get the tick of approval from me. The only one I had a little bit of drama with was this concealer brush. I felt like in combination with my dry skin at the moment and also the Shape Tape concealer, it just probably was not the best application method. But if you're using something like NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer or something like the Too Faced Born This Way concealers, I feel like this would be perfect for that. And then I actually really freaking love the Curved Kabuki. So when I was using it, I was a little bit unsure, but now I'm looking at my makeup. My contour is blended so beautifully. The only place I felt it a little bit more difficult to work with was around my hairline, but in saying that, it looks amazing around my forehead too. So I literally am obsessed. I think I'm going to really get a lot of use out of this particular brush. It just hugged my cheekbones so amazingly, and then around the jaw in particular, like I swear it felt so good around the lower half of my jaw. Now the actual Edge Kabuki, which I only used for my baking, I think it'd also be amazing for blending out contour and concealers as well, because it's also that triangle shape, so it will get up around your eyes really nicely. So I'm excited to try using this to blend out my contour in the future, because I think it's going to do amazingly. And then last but certainly not least, the 3D HD Max Kabuki. This applied my foundation so quickly. It was a little bit weird to start with just because the brush itself has so much flex in the bristles. I was kind of like, I feel like I'm using a powder brush to apply my foundation just because it has so much flex. But ultimately, my foundation looks incredible. It applied it amazingly and super quickly. I felt like it did sheer it out ever so slightly. It wasn't major, but I did definitely notice it kind of sheared it out that little bit more than what a more dense Kabuki brush would. But I love it. Like for every day, like when you're on the go, when you're trying to get ready quickly to get out the door for work, this is going to be amazing because it just covers your face so quickly. I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else to say. I swear I say that at the end of like every video. It's because I'm trying to like do the wrap up in my head. Like, have I got all those dot points? Have I ticked everything off my list? I think I have. So I'm going to go out and have lunch with my mum. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll be talking to you really soon. Bye!